working with NASA. So we were in pretty good.
2 out of 4?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 is yours.
And the third one was NASA.
NASA.
That's
So the
right.
2 are in Polk County.
All 3 of the students were at the Polytech in the county.
Yeah, 2 of them are yours. 1 of them is from NASA.
One of them worked with NASA. But it's called the Sheriff's Artificial Intelligence Laboratory. We've got to figure out how to have tools to protect the community from bad AI. We've also got to figure out how to use AI to keep the community safe. And we've got to do it without bias being blended in. And that is where we are. So at the end of the day, we are so excited. Now, we're working on, right now, I've got them working on, among other things, what I call an artificial intelligence hub. We started out working on law enforcement applications and operations, and now I've had them spider it out, and they are working on an org chart right now and a system and a process for me so that the artificial intelligence hub will contain the SAIL unit, the Sheriff's Artificial Intelligence Laboratory. And we are working not only to create using artificial intelligence and create programs, but to also go out and search, because it's easier to use that which is already developed. That is going to be the tool in the future that keeps us safe, that allows us to fly or drive in autonomous vehicles, that allows us to ride in autonomous vehicles. But it's also going to be a tool that the criminals use against the community, and that's what we're working on now. Now, I've checked across the state and nation, and I know you're a worldwide broadcast. If somebody can show me another police agency, local police agency that's doing this any place in the United States, I want to know so we can also partner with them. But I think I've got the only SAIL unit in the United States right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're not hard to get a hold of. If somebody's watching this, they can send a message to you to find out if there is any. But that's great to hear that. By the way, are you seeing this? I saw a stat Rob was showing me earlier that this RoboCop, not just RoboCop, but $11.7 billion industry per year for law enforcement on what they're buying and what they're using. I saw something the other day about a scarecrow, Rob. You may have showed it to me like literally maybe this morning or this afternoon. Is this the one? Yeah, this right here. Can you go up a little bit? Ominous surveillance scarecrows appearing across America. This is March 28th, literally 4 or 5 days ago, of this story coming out. We stop crimes before they start, if you want to go a little bit lower. And it explains how police technology is a major business in the U.S. altogether. The law enforcement equipment market was valued at around $11.7 billion in 2025. And as dystopian toys like self-driving squad cars and crime-fighting drone hives make it to the market, that number is set to skyrocket. How much are you guys spending thinking about doing some of these things? Like, that's a camera on wheels going around catching people committing crimes. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think you kind of have to use this technology? How do you process this?
I'm a big privacy wonk. I don't think we should be in anybody's space that's private. But I can tell you that we use drones on police responses today. I've probably got 40 drones. Now, they don't fly around the community and look in your backyard, but if you call and say, I've got a burglar, we immediately send a patrol team. We immediately send a canine team. We immediately send a drone team, and we immediately send a helicopter, because we're going to catch that person.
What does the drone team do, and how many drones do you send?
Well, we have about 40 drones,
right,
assigned 24/7. But we send the drone team, and what they do is they're an aerial platform, so we can look at wherever the perimeter of the crime scene is to see if we can find somebody running, somebody hiding, somebody behind a building with a gun that could ambush us. So we use that drone capability now, but it's line of sight. There will come a day where instead of having to mobily drive that drone to the area, that we'll operate that drone from an intelligence center. So we'll launch that drone to emergencies, and it's not just line of sight. We'll be able to fly that drone for initial response. and many times get there before the patrol car does and say, hey, look, that suspicious person, yeah, he's selling ice cream. You know, you don't need a patrol response for that. There will also come a day when our communication centers are AI, when they're sophisticated enough where they can answer your call, they can direct the emergency response, whether it's police, fire, or EMS. And then they will tell the responding units, here, I don't care that it says it's zoned for this unit. This unit over here has finished their last job and they're closer. So we're going to see economies of scale. We're going to see a faster response, a better response, a more complete response. And technology is why we're catching bad guys today. And we're doing it all in public space. We're not in anybody's private space doing that, nor would I ever support that.
So if there's such a crime scene, how many drones? I know you got 40 of them, but how many do you send to one? Because you can't send all of them in case something else happens, right? You need someone.
Normally, you send one and a backup because of battery. That's
So
one.
two.
That's one thing that we've not been able to conquer yet, is how to get a really long-lasting battery. So what we'll do is if it's what I call a simple response, it may only have one. But if we see we're going to be launched and busy for a while, we'll send a minimum of 2. And sometimes we will send 3. We had, for example, and this has been, 3 or 4 years ago, we had a hostage situation where we landed the drone just outside the front door and used the camera to look up in the house, and this went on for hours. But because we were only using the camera and not the motors, we were able to, I believe there was only one drone operator there. But what we're seeing is it's keeping law enforcement officers safe, and it's saving lives.
Has a bad guy ever shot it down?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, well, listen, I'm assuming every single time you come with new stories, something could happen. We can't be surprised.
When they do, I'll be back to talk about it.
Okay, sounds good. Who right now, when you start thinking about, how long you've been in there, how many people want your job? Are there people that you look at as saying, hey, succession planning, is that even in your mind right now? Not at all.
No, we always succession plan, because we've got sergeants that are going to retire, lieutenants, captains, majors, chiefs that are going to retire, and we practice succession planning. And there are people in the organization that one day, whenever I decide not to be sheriff, they'll want to be sheriff, and we are preparing them. But let me make it abundantly clear. After every election I've ever run, somebody comes up to me and says, oh, I heard that you're going to retire. Well, no,